What's up, my dudes? What is it, about 12 a.m. Midnight where you are, Steve? One. Oh, Jesus. Well, we won't keep you. I know we got to, because he's on vacation. That is. I know. You definitely can't. Oh, jeez. Nice. Dude, yeah, I was balls deep in a pizza. This is my first cheat meal in like 6 weeks. It's the first time I've had like cheese or anything. I just stuffed my face on cheese and strombolis. It was great. Yeah. Had a stromboli, had some pizza, had some soda. It was great. Bought a new bed today. Did my taxes. It was actually a productive day. Yeah, but it was bullshit. They asking me all these questions. Hey, have you traded any digital currencies in the last year? I'm like, I couldn't even list them if I wanted to. Well, yeah, I mean, they wanted me to hook up like they have applications now on TurboTax where you can hook your Coinbase account right up to it and all. I'm like, oh my god, it's crazy. Like, right? Oh my god. Yeah, good luck finding the paper trail on that. Because I mean, I think what they actually want is they want a percentage of everything that you sell, and I'm like, that's insane. I don't know how it's possible either. No, I mean, yeah, I mean, even if you, I guess on bot, it's ridiculous. I don't, they deny that it even exists pretty much, and yet they want a piece of it. It's crazy. You're gonna have to sing too. They're gonna want you. You got to get some money back on that singing you did for them too. EJ, were you an Earn Hub too, EJ? Man, so I wasn't around for Earn Hub actually. So what ended up happening with it? I mean, I know I've heard bits and pieces of it, but I get so laser focused with the shit that I'm doing and that I'm a part of that I sometimes tune out some of the big stuff that happens. 1,000 B&B? Jesus Christ, dude! Well, let me ask you then, Steve. What do you think it's important for a new project to do to show that they're legitimate and they're transparent? We all throw those terms around, but like, what do you feel like actually needs to be done to convey that to the communities? I'm a real boy. Yeah, that's good, man. And EJ, it was pretty important for you guys too with EverReflect to really be visible right from the beginning. That was a pretty big priority of yours, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm never gonna sell. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, it's good to see your attitudes change a lot because, I mean, if there's any fault to you, EJ, is that you care too much. You've done some things with EverReflect that I have never seen any token do. Why don't you tell people what you did with a lot of people who bought in that too high that they felt, which is just ridiculous. It's just part of, buying crypto. Why don't you tell everybody what you did? Right. That's crazy. Yeah, I mean, it was just you had just an absolutely crazy launch, and Steve, I mean, we can only hope that Wanker has a nice, quiet, peaceful launch. Honestly, because you guys are ever reflect, man. I was a buyer on that first day too, and I made the mistake of not having enough. I put all my B&B to try to purchase, and didn't. I got so excited about it that I didn't leave any in for any of the gas fees or anything like that. So I'm sitting there trying to purchase on launch, and just the amount that I'm getting just is going lower and lower and lower and lower. I'm like, what the hell? I never saw so much buying pressure. Crazy. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I know. I think when I initially bought in, I think I did like I think I got like three B&B for or two B&B. I think I got like 20 billion. I'm like, oh my god, what happened to the 650,000 or 650 billion? But yeah, it would the price just went up so quick. Steve, let me ask you, what are you doing with Wanker Token to kind of make sure that or to at least to the best of your ability, that everybody's going to get a fair shot to buy at launch? Now, what would have happened, DJ, if you didn't make those changes at launch when everything started going crazy? What actually would have happened? Oh my god. Oh man. Yeah, we would have still been talking about EverReflect if that would have happened. Yeah. Pull the chute. Yeah, because we all buy high and sell low. That's what we all do.
I've never had that much, nor does anyone in the community, nor does anybody on the board. It was literally the community that did that. And it was built on real friendships, real rapport. We took 90 days to be able to get everybody together. And look where we're now. I look at, even if you look in this chat, Crystal Bull, Lorenzo, Mo, Yost, Michael, Dirty Mike, like almost everybody that I can see in the chat right now, they're colleagues, in my opinion. That they're people that maybe have been holders of EverReflect, but you're a colleague in the sense of like we hold a lot of the same projects, and we are all still in this space as traders for a lot of good projects that are there.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to bring up, and that's something I'm excited about. Wanker token. I love reflection tokens, and I love getting in early with them. And if I can get a big bag and be in the top 100 and really start to collect those reflection tokens, especially at the beginning when volume's up high. But at heart, I kind of started off doing day trading with stocks, and the excitement of that is what really got me going. Like by getting in and making maybe a 10-20% profit in the day and getting out. And that's kind of what's excited me about Wanker, to where it's got that low tax like that I can ride a wave, and you can maybe make 20-30% profit in a day and get out and only lose 5%. And I'm definitely digging that idea, Steve.
No, and I think I have to say I take my hat off to EP who came up with the idea, and I have to say that there's a lot of different scenarios that I've thought about over probably around pretty near a year, to be fair, because I can remember a lot of you guys initially talking when Full Moon was still alive, which was my little baby project, which was planned to be huge, but then didn't turn out because again you find a dev who's not trustworthy, and that was a lesson, and in hindsight, looking back at how kind of Q4 and Q1 evolved, I'm actually pleased that it didn't go ahead, because I can put all that time, effort, and money into something a lot more credible and a lot more different. So, but I have to the trading tax, I think it's a rare thing nowadays to see a low tax token. And I think I'm trying to think. I can't remember the name of it. It was the spin-off from the catastrophe with Safer and Hub. I think it was called Raider, and it's like a 1% tax, and that went kind of crazy. I have to say I didn't buy into it. I wasn't interested in having anything to do with any of that anymore. But I know that had a huge amount of buy pressure for quite a sustained period of time because it was tradable. I think that's what we're hoping here is that you think of bank account and investment things you get into. If you can, it's not difficult to make a 10-20% profit on shit coins, to be honest.
Right.
But to be able to get out of them in profit is difficult because of a lot of tax which is built up for for very valid reasons. But I think, as we were saying last night, is that the only high tax tokens that will survive are the ones like yours, EJ, and some of the other folks which have real credible utility that's coming. And you say, I've never sold an EverReflect token. I will never sell one up either.
Yeah, me either. I haven't sold either.
I didn't even look or go into any of this thinking, this is a pump and dump. This is a kind of a short-term thing. I just know that, within a few years, this is the new, everything for ticketing, and to be the first one there, it's going to be huge. And I think it's awesome that you're doing it. But yeah, I think trading wise, I think it's something different. People can in and out and make 10%. We all can't make 10% in a bank account. So, I think it's a good thing. So that's the reason we've done it.
Yeah, that's exciting, man. I don't know if you've noticed, I changed my logo. Did you see it?
I did, and I don't. Can I steal 2 minutes of time just to drag Tevin up on stage? We've got a little bit of an announcement to make.
Oh,
so,
let's hear it, Tevin. Let's hear from you, buddy.
Well, it has to do with these pictures, actually. So EJ is always giving back to his community. He sold or gave out a bunch of tokens to people, bought out a top. So we had our artist draft him up one of these custom Sailor Pepes. So we're gonna get these minted and hand it out to EJ. His is pretty slick. I'm kind of jealous, actually. But we're also going to mint them and give them out to community members, and then eventually try and sell them for the benefit of Wanchor Token. But mostly, we're going to do giveaways and just fun things that other tokens aren't necessarily doing. So
that's awesome.
You should see it soon, EJ.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I said it on AMA yesterday, and why it doesn't matter where this liquidity pool starts at, doesn't matter where your pre-sales at, doesn't matter how many private sales you have. You guys have a dream team, and like Kevin just proved that. I mean, you got Steve, Dirty Mike. You guys reference EP, and he doesn't even get a much of the light, but like, it's a brilliant idea, man. That's behind a lot of this. Mo's in the chat, Yost. I mean, it really is a core group of men that can really make some huge influences, because even the ones that I just listed off there, almost all of them are on the 9 core men that I selected for our board of directors that really blew up EverReflect. So it doesn't matter the road, right? It doesn't matter how you get to the destination point. It doesn't matter if you climb it. It doesn't matter if you swim. It doesn't matter if you take the curvy path or the smooth highway. Like, you guys will get there based just on the character and work ethic of the people you have involved, as long as you stay consistent and constantly put time into it. And it's going to be one of those projects. The way I said it with Kevin and everybody yesterday is like, don't sleep on this. This might, sorry, that was Brody.
Oh, geez.
Right. Don't think that you're necessarily going to know and be able to predict this is going to be the price on June 1st and then July 20th. Don't do that. Just look at the project of the people that are behind it and the ideas that they're incorporating into it and the energy that they're putting into whatever they're building, because that will create the longevity that'll make it last. And you guys have something special. I really do. I love the tokenomics. I love the way that you guys are doing it as a trading token. I love that you're doing, low private sales, low liquidity, let the thing grow and actually turn into a beast, because everybody can get in. It won't be the spike that you see, but it will be a spike, and it will be one of those that I think continually goes up. I really do.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited about it. I think.
Yeah, we're way excited for it as well. Steve, I want to switch things up a little bit. We always all, talk about crypto and, all the stuff we got going on. I want to hear what you guys are excited about in your personal lives, what you got going on in the next couple weeks. You got anything fun going on the next couple weeks, Steve?
Oh, so actually my parents just arrived this evening from the UK.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and I have to say, because I've got a little one. I've got a little boy called Jack, who's 16 months old. He's the
cute, man.
Of my life. Awesome little guy. He's super funny, an absolute angel. So, but also in addition to kind of being a family man, my biggest passion, I think we were talking about it last night actually, is I am like the most obsessed fisherman you could ever imagine in your life.
Nice.
And that was kind of ingrained to me. My father was the same. You know, we used to do a lot of salmon fishing in Scotland, a lot of game fishing in the Florida Keys and South Africa and places. I was very lucky when growing up to fish probably the best places in the world. And that's something that is my number one passion. And I'm hoping that I can sneak away for a week just to go and catch big carp. I know carp aren't really a big thing in the US or any places. Anyone thinks they're kind of like,
Disgusting.
Vermin.
They're like giant goldfish.
Exactly. But you don't eat them, you just put them back, you know, so it's kind of a trophy thing. But in France, just across the border, it is, you know, is the best carp fish in the world, you know, and they go up to about, you know, some of them scrape like 90, 100 pounds, so they're pretty big.
Yeah, I know they get big.
But that's my kind of thing. So I'm hoping. So I've got this week. I've got the week off with the little one whilst writing the white paper. So every time he sleeps, I'm writing the white paper. My parents are here, and I'm hoping I can sneak away for a week's fishing pretty soon because work is utterly shit.
Have you ever caught a Wells catfish?
I have lots of them on the Ebro in Spain.
Yeah, you know what? I love fishing, but I never get to do it, but I love fishing and I love the concept of it. So I've been obsessed with river monsters over the years. So I live vicariously my fishing career through Jeremy Wade.
That's fun. You ever gone noodling, Mike?
Never gone noodling? No, I have never gone noodling, but it looks pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Have you gone noodling?
No, I never have. I'd be freaked out.
Yeah, I don't think I'd be too worried of getting a snapping turtle. I'd never do that.
Right.
Oh God!
But I have to say that it does fascinate. It was one of my dreams when I was younger to have my own kind of fishing program, a bit like John Wilson. He was a famous one in the UK back in the day. But I have to say, like Jeremy Wade actually is one of the worst fishermen I've ever seen in my entire life. So the fact that he's a profession out of it is quite fascinating.
Funny.
Yeah, he does some pretty crazy stuff. What about you, EJ? What do you got going on the next couple weeks exciting in your personal life outside of crypto?
Oh boy. Well, I think I told you that I saw my girlfriend for the first time in 2 weeks, like Saturday. So I don't really, honestly, guys, I don't have much of a personal life. I literally will be going to the governor's conference in Michigan next week for 3 days. That's in Traverse City. And then I'm traveling to Port Huron because we're looking at some convention space for our Fishing and Festivals convention the week after. I have to be back in Detroit because I'm going to sign a contract with Motor City Casino for the summer of 2023 for Unite D5 World Do Convention.
Really? Can you tell us that? Yeah, let's hear about that. What's going on with that?
Yeah, we'll be hosting. I wanted to do an EverReflect convention in general, but then because of Unite DeFi's gone, my colleagues at the Detroit CVB, who I was with this past weekend, because I just went to the Tigers Day open day. So that
I saw the picture you texted me of it. I was like, man, it looked like it was about to rain, but it's always a great day at the ballpark.
Yeah, so I actually down there with Visit Detroit is their convention and visitors bureau, and was hanging out with some friends, and the CEO for that is actually a guy that I know fairly well. He's not like a close friend, but his name's Claude, and he's the one who just negotiated the contract for the NFL to come into Detroit in 2024 for the NFL draft. So he'll probably be at our crypto convention. We're going to have him come and speak at our festivals convention, and then we penned a tentative handshake deal with Floyd Fest for Virginia in at the end of July. We're not going to do their NFT tickets, but we will be a sponsor for their music festival, and then we're going to manage their NFT posters that they're going to do for this year. So we're going to help them set up an NFT auction for their poster. Probably be the sponsor of their live stream online for that music festival. So we also I mean, I get a lot of questions from a lot of the community members. They probably hate me. They're like, where's the marketing? And my response is always that you guys will not see the marketing. And that's the truth. And I apologize for that. I'm sorry you won't see us on the coin market cap or the Poo coins or any of those. And it's not because of the fact that they're not important. It's a matter of when you have the limited resources. And even though people think that we have a huge marketing wallet, trust me, we do not. The last account that I managed for Buick was the NCAA. It was $30 million. So I'm not saying that to impress people, because it's not one of those things that it's like, oh, you have access to resources and funds. It's more of, I've managed budgets before, and even 100 or even 150 or $200,000, it's not a lot of money.
It's
not a lot of money in marketing dollars.
No.
So with where we're going to strategically market our NFT tickets, it's going to be a lot more to the festival, the event planners, the venues, to the promoters, and it's going to drive some people nuts, and it probably does hurt the chart, but it's okay. And that's completely okay from my perspective, because I get some people are expecting to see the exact same things that they see with every crypto project. I've told you guys since October, this isn't like every other crypto project. You're not going to see what you expect. We saw that the difference, what we tried to do with launch. A lot of people have seen the different behaviors that we've done with letting the community vote on 5 trillion tokens every week, on airdropping 12 trillion tokens back to our, the holders, doing things that we're trying to go not above and beyond per se, but like just do things in a manner that's like, this isn't your average crypto project. This is a project that literally will be driven by new fiat dollars coming in, debit cards purchasing tickets, that a portion gets turned into cryptocurrency. Like, it's not like really, I don't know if there's another emulated project that I could compare it to really on the market right now for anything, for any utility.
No,
That's awesome,
I
man.
don't think so.
I love having you in the AMAs, EJ, because I can strategically ask you a question and then go make a sandwich or something if I want, because I always know I got a few minutes. So I'm like, all right, EJ's coming in. I can do a couple errands or something after I ask him a question.
Dude, I can get out of here and go. Yeah, that's true.
That's awesome. I'm just playing with you. We love having you, man.
It's just true. So, no, I love it. You're true. I get it.
And you know what? Have you noticed that, since you really got in front of a bunch of people? I'm not sure how much. Obviously, I know your background with the festival and all, but a lot of that was probably behind the scenes. Have you found yourself becoming a much better public speaker since you started EverReflect and started talking to large communities like this?
In all honesty, probably not, because I have been doing this for a long time. And so I think from day one, I always do our presentations in front of our board. I always have to give presentations in front of 400 people live with our conventions.
Oh, God.
Going back, I'm like your classic student council.
Yeah.
I was student council president. I was the person that did like the yearbook. When I got into college, I was the director of special events for the activities board and the Associated Students of Michigan State and Pop Entertainment, the Resident Halls Association, and had titles and all those things. So being in a public space talking, you can ask my family, it's kind of always been
it's been your thing.
Yeah, but I mean, it has, but it has, I will say in this manner, not so much that I'm more comfortable or it's easier. It's easier having conversations confidently about blockchain, though.
Yeah, because that's something you're passionate about and you're knowledgeable about. Because I remember when I first made my first video or two, I was like, oh my God, how the hell am I going to talk to myself for 5 minutes? I had no idea what the hell to say. And I know personally, I've gotten a lot more comfortable with being in a setting in front of a bunch of people like this. And what about you, Steve? How much public speaking and up front, because your face is right up in front with Wanchor Token here. Is that a new role for you?
No, I've kind of similar to EJ, since I've kind of been in the industry I'm in now for the last kind of 20 years. I've always been having to give big corporate presentations to kind of thousands, not tens of thousands of people. But I think the bit that I love, about these kind of conversations is public speaking isn't difficult if you keep it personal.
Yeah.
It's difficult. I find it more difficult if I've got to get up there and deliver like some dry ass PowerPoint presentation. But if you can just have, a conversation, and keep it personal, it's much more personable to the people listening, and much more human. And so, no, I have to say it's something I actually enjoy doing myself as well, in complete honesty. Hoping that in the coming months, we're talking thousands of people and not hundreds, but we'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, definitely. I seen Justin from Lightcash sneak into the room. Are you there, Justin?
I'm here. I made it finally.
What, you get tied up at work?
Oh yeah, terrible. A lot of stuff going on.
What about you? Did you do a lot of public speaking before Lightcash, or is it something you kind of grew into the role and got it better with over time?
I kind of just grew into the role. I guess because of owning two businesses that I just really grew into it. I was kind of forced to grow into it to talk to the media and stuff like that. So it's very comfortable with me. I'm not well versed. I know the actual, key points in public speaking. I didn't go to college for it or anything, but you kind of learn it as you go along. If you're comfortable in what you're speaking, it comes very natural. Like I believe was what I was hearing when I just joined in, and I just kind of went from there. So I think it's just kind of a natural thing, and you really love what you're talking about and what you're doing.
That's cool. I see a couple new faces in the meeting tonight that we haven't seen in the last couple days. If you guys feel free to unmute yourselves. Do you have any questions for anybody on the panel here tonight? Come on, guys. Don't be shy.
After you got done talking about public speaking, come on, guys.
I know, seriously. Well, I asked
You're listening to the fun and good ideas.
Yeah. What about you, Justin? Anything exciting you got going on in your personal life the next couple weeks? We always talk about crypto and all. We were kind of going around talking about some personal things that we're looking forward to. Anything good you got coming up?
I got a lot of good things coming up. I was a little late to get to this meeting here. So, I own two businesses other than working with Lightcash, and one is a winery, which we did a lot. We make sangria product that has been taking off pretty well. So I've been pretty busy making that and trying to get more of the logistics down to upscale it. And also I've been working on getting our adult use cannabis license because I own a hemp company. And in New York State, they opened it up to us. So I've been making sure that our license is, clean and good to go. So there's a big opportunity there. So I've been pretty busy with my personal businesses and stuff like that.
Nice. It's exciting. I'm personally excited. One of my top 3 favorite bands of all time just announced a concert that they're coming to my hometown in about a week and a half. The Eagles are coming to my hometown. So not only are they my favorite football team, but they're one of my favorite bands as well. So they're coming, and I got my tickets in not next Monday, but the Monday after that. And it may be their last tour. Those guys are like in their mid-70s.
I was going to say they got to be close to getting done, right?
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, now they got like original members like sons in the band. So, because Glenn Fry passed away and his son's in the band now.
Dang. Woo.
Yeah,
good for them.
Yeah, they're getting older for sure. You ever seen the Eagles, EJ?
No, actually, I haven't. I was just gonna say that's like on my bucket list. That's one of those bands that Don Henley and the boys.
Yeah, it's the Hotel California tour. They're doing Hotel California in its entirety on the first set, and then the second set they're doing a greatest hits. So, I mean, I'm gonna be happier than a pig in shit.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. What are some good concerts you guys have been to in the last few years? I know you're involved with concerts super heavy, EJ. What are some good concerts you've been to recently?
I was gonna say during the whole break, right before 2020, I went to see country's really big around here. And so then I went on a run of saw Eric Church, saw Jason Aldean, saw Dirk Bentley all that summer. And then I'm trying to think. I had a lot of smaller bands during last summer because the summer before that I didn't see anybody. I went to just see Kip Moore. I got tickets to go see Willie Nelson and his tour that's coming up. Actually, that's coming up in July.
Yeah, he's going to be coming down here in Greenville in a couple weeks.
Yeah, before that, I think the last good big shows that I had really was able to see was can't remember when I saw Mumford and Sons, and then I really like Andrew McMahon in the Wilderness, who used to be from something corporate. Bleachers, you know those guys? I'm trying to think of what other ones. I haven't seen as many. Before I would go to shows literally like every one a month, maybe 2-3 a month. And ever since the whole shutdown that we had here in Michigan starting in 2020, the restrictions for live venues here became really, really harsh enough that bands wouldn't tour to Michigan. Like they would play the normal path would go like Chicago, Cleveland, and then they would usually stop in maybe Grand Rapids or Detroit, and they were skipping over Michigan altogether because of all the restrictions. So, and I do have tickets, actually, not a concert, but Ancient Aliens Live.
I know you have tickets for Ancient Aliens Live. You're going to get to see the guys themselves, Giorgio with his crazy hair in person.
Yeah, Giorgio, I know. I think I might pay extra $100 to get a photo backstage with him.
You're such a nerd.
I'm beyond shocked.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we were talking about string theory and parallel universes until 1 a.m. that one night.
I know.
Yeah, you know I'm a nerd.
I was just laying in bed watching it. I forget what I was watching before that. I think I was watching A League of Their Own, which is an awesome underrated sports movie, by the way. It's such a great baseball movie. What about you, Steve? What kind of we may not be familiar with some of your UK bands, but what kind of US bands are you into? You into any?
I'm not actually, and I'm trying to scratch my head at even the last live concert. I think actually, you jog memory, EJ. I think Mumford and Sons was the last live band I saw, but I think even before that it was probably like 4 or 5 years. And I have to say, it's not really a big kind of like live music scene. Even where I lived in the UK before I moved abroad, that there wasn't really. It was more, DJs more than live bands, in complete honesty. So,
yeah.
I play like a rock star differently, but Mumford and
Sons live though, aren't they great?
Really cool.
Yeah, I only know a couple of their songs, but they're pretty good live in concert though.
Well, a lot of their songs on their album sound very, very similar. But the amazing part about that band is when they perform them live, it's hard to describe. They perform their recorded songs sound better live, and they sound different live than recorded. There's not too many bands that are like that, but
no.
if you like just a couple of their songs, you'll probably become a fan if you go catch them in a live set because it's so much better.
Yeah, I got to. I know this year I'm going to go to. I saw Jason Aldean not that long ago. Who else is coming up? Luke Bryan's coming to town in a few months, and Brad Paisley. I don't know if you've ever seen him. He puts on a really good show too. He's really good live.
Yeah, I've seen. There's probably not a country band or artist I haven't seen. When I was living in Chicago, we had I had a company on the side called Chicago Party Bus. We literally rented school buses. I had a deal with a school bus provider, and I would rent massive amounts of school buses for these country shows to go from downtown Chicago out to the amphitheater. And we charged $30 to $50 a ride, and then people could bring their own beverages, and it's safe to get there and safe to get back. And we had sent 8 school buses to Jason Aldean, or like 4 school buses to Lady Antebellum, or you did that for a number of years in Chicago.
Yeah, that sounds like that would have been a lot of fun. Well, we're getting close to an hour here, and I know you have Unite DeFi tonight. So, Steve, I'm going to give you the floor to close it out. Why don't you let everybody in the room who may not be familiar with, give them a quick rundown of Wanchor Token and the game plan and all for launch.
Sounds good to me. We're trying to drive community activity as we speak. So basically a little bit of premise about what we are and what we're trying to achieve. So we're a group of friends who are building a project by the people for the people. It's a low tax token, 5% in and out, reward of 3% in BUSD. We're not going down the typical pink sale route. You can probably see me typing in the chat. We actually had a pretty small private sale and in process of doing community engagement competitions for a further 85 slots for pre-sale, maximum limit of 1 trillion tokens per wallet. So there's no whales who have a fair advantage over anyone else going into this project. We're going to be launching on the 30th of April via kind of the least stealthiest stealth launch you've ever seen. Max transaction of 500 billion per transaction. You can buy multiple times, but one thing that I really go back to is that the reason we chose the tax that we chose is that we're looking to have a tradable token, and something that you don't have to hold on forever because you can go caught with high tax or whatever it is. So it's really a fun project, not fun as in not serious. I think we have a great community so far, just under 300 people, but really the big push as we run up over the next kind of 2.5 weeks is to grow the community dramatically from where we are now, and have super exciting. So real pleasure to be here as always. Great to speak with you, Dirty Mike, but also EJ, and also Justin. Great to meet you as well. I watched the AMA that Mike did the other day, but true pleasure, guys, and you'll be hearing more from us.
Nice, man. That's really exciting stuff. What do you guys got on the plan tonight with Unite DeFi, EJ?
I think that we have a couple of people that might have been swapped out because I'm not sure. Kyle from Mobility, it sounds like he's sick. So I think that we're going to have a couple of the other guys. But we will have Ryan, who now just came on from Reflex. So he'll be a guest with Rabbit from Reflex. Then we will also have, I think, our other influencer. It might be Atlas still again tonight. But I know that the schedule was getting shifted around because it sounds like 3 or 4 of the guests all messaged Chris today, and they're like, "Hey, we're sick. I don't know if we'll be able to make it." So Todd Harding was supposed to be there. And I think he's on the fence that if he'll be able to show up or not. But regardless, it's always a good time, and it's a good time to chat in. And then the last couple days, we were able to confirm we'll have EverRise, Nico from EverRise said he would do a day with us, and then also Matt from Diamond Wallet, which are great resources. They're bigger projects that we with EverReflect that'll transpire. You guys able to have some relationships with them, and the Unite DeFi space, as Justin knows, and as you guys know, it's a cool setup to be able to have a bunch of projects that can come together and just chit chat, but then build actual relationships and be able to make some deals kind of almost in the green room before you go on stage. So
that's exciting, man. I've been talking to Chris. We're trying to get Wanker on there before launch, so I got to find out if he's got an opening before we launch. He said we could come on, but definitely got to lock down the date with him for sure.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times too, because we'll probably incorporate some sort of policy where we're not going to have too many pre-launch tokens.
Yeah.
Post Wanker and Gigbox, and it has nothing to do with the teams, and it has nothing to do with the projects, but there's 2 factors that play into it, and one is the fact that, like, obviously success, right? Like, you want to make sure that the project's still going to be around in a month. But even if we know the project's going to be around in a month, The second biggest factor why Chris and I keep going back and forth about not having tokens before they launch is we do not want to be a call group. And we've made it very clear that we do not charge anybody to be on that space. Even Atlas, I think it's interesting because he says that this is a paid endorsement. We
I
don't
know.
pay him. So
I know. I hate when he says that every time.
Yeah, it's funny, but and whatever. He's still a very good influencer. But when everything's said and done, we don't want to convolute the space that because we have some, let's call it credibility or notoriety, I guess you could say, do or undo, it doesn't matter. We're known in the space. We want to make sure with Unite DeFi that we're not getting mixed into the category of these are calls for projects that'll be big, because we know how much goes into all the work for even failed projects. We know how much work goes into successful projects. And we're not going to get to the space of trying to say, hey, we know which ones are going to be the good ones and which ones are going to be the bad. So you will probably know that moving forward. And that's going to be the reason why. And it has nothing to do with the teams, nothing to do with the projects. It's more that we see a lot of devs that are dipping their ink into the other call group space. And from our perspective, it just doesn't seem could be considered a nefarious move to try to be able to get some hype around a launch. And not a play,
Yeah, no, that makes complete sense for sure. And when we do eventually get on it, Steve, it'll be like 3 a.m. your time, so you'll have to take a nap that day.
Yeah, because we'll definitely want your face on there, Steve. That's one that we want to record it, and that'll get a ton of hits on YouTube. We know it well, so we need the face.
That's great.
You're more than welcome.
You're
more than welcome to have. You're more than welcome to have the face. I just feel sorry for you that you have to see it.
No. I'm probably gonna get an office set up for with some backdrops and some posters, and I think what I'll have to probably do is get the wanker version of EJ, and then I'll have to get another one of your version, Steve, and put them side by side, hanging on display.
That's funny. That's real funny, guys. Well, thank you guys for coming on and joining me, Justin. I know you had some work and got in late. Thank you for joining at the end, at least. EJ, thank you for coming. It's always a great time when we have you. And Steve, thank you so much for staying up late tonight. I know it's like 2 a.m. now, and the little one probably gets up early. So get some sleep and enjoy your time with your family, man. And we'll get back and we'll do this again soon.
No worries. I'll speak to you all guys soon. Really a pleasure as always.
All right, guys.
You as well.
Bye-bye.
All right, great talk, guys. Good night.
Absolutely. Yeah, have a good night.